ktet വൈബ്സിൻ്റെ പുതിയൊരു വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ktet സൈക്കോളജിയുടെ ഒരു മോഡൽ എക്സാമാണ് ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ ഒരു വീഡിയോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യാനും ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനും കമൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനും മറക്കരുത്. ഓക്കെ, സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാതെ കാണുന്നവർ ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ചാനലൊന്ന് സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യുക. ആദ്യ ചോദ്യം: ഇഫ് യുവർ സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റ് ആസ്ക് യു എ ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇൻ ദ ക്ലാസ്, വാട്ട് വുഡ് യു ഡു? Advise to meet after the class. Option B, advise him to ask questions at the end of the class. Option C, encourage to ask more questions. Option D, encourage to search answers independently. Correct option C ആണ്. encourage to ask more questions എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. Next, a 4-year-old child is dancing for getting candy from her mother. This is an example for option A, extrinsic motivation, option B, achievement motivation, option C, intrinsic motivation, option D, physiological motivation. Correct option A, extrinsic motivation. Next, a type of creative thinking in which one generates new solutions to problem is known as. Option A, lateral thinking. Option B, divergent thinking. Option C, convergent thinking. Option D, irrational thinking. Correct option A, lateral thinking ആണ്. Option A, lateral thinking. Next, Shyam is a normal 9th standard student. Shyam fails to attain a predicted level of achievement or does not do well as expected. This is discrepancy between his academic potential and how he is performing in a school. Shyam can be termed as. Option A, low achiever. Option B, underachiever. Option C, intellectually challenged. Option D, differently abled. Correct option B, underachiever. Option B, underachiever. Next question: select the correct and suitable statement for metacognition. Option A, thinking about how others think. Option B, thinking about how others think about me. Option C, thinking about how others feel. Option D, thinking about one's own thinking. Correct option D, thinking about one's own thinking. Next, the major purpose of ICT integration in education is for. Option A, enhancing student involvement. Option B, to make friendly classroom environment. Option C, optimizing learning outcomes. Option D, to make teaching easy for teachers. Correct option C ആണ്. optimizing learning outcomes ആണ്. Option C, optimizing learning outcomes. Next question: life skills are behaviors that enable individual to adapt and deal effectively with the demands and challenges of life. Select the international organization who suggested 10 major life skills. Option A, UNESCO. Option B, UNICEF. Option C, WHO. Option D, WTO. Correct option C, WHO. Option C ആണ് correct. Next, develop and apply abstract thinking skills in adolescence is an example for. Option A, developmental hazard. Option B, developmental delay. Option C, developmental task. Option D, none of this. Correct option C, developmental task. Next, the type theory of personality is associated with. Option A, Sheldon. Option B, Alport. Option C, Freud. Option D, Cattell. Correct option A, Sheldon. Next question: the type of conflict in which the goal of the individual has both positive valence of approximate equal intensity is known as. Option A, approach conflict. Option B, approach avoidance conflict. Option C, avoidance conflict. Option D, none of this. Correct option A, approach conflict. Next question, which age group is covered under juvenile delinquency? Option A, under 15, option B, under 16, option C, under 17, option D, under 18. Correct option D, under 18 ആണ്. Option D ആണ് correct. Next, select the psychologist who belongs to Gestalt school. Option A, Carl Rogers, option B, Kurt Lewin, option C, Carl Jung, option D, Gordon Allport. Correct option B, Kurt Lewin ആണ്. Option B, Kurt Lewin ആണ് correct. Next, Musa is having excellent ability in reasoning and finding logical relationship. This ability can be termed as option A, transitivity, option B, consistency, option C, conservation, option D, seriation. Correct option A, transitivity ആണ്. Option A, transitivity. ADHD can be properly diagnosed by using option A, interview method, option B, sociometry, option C, behavior rating scales, option D, experimental method. Correct option C, behavior rating scale ആണ്. Option C, behavior rating scale. Next, Peter Salovey and John Mayer is associated with option A, verbal intelligence, option B, existential intelligence, option C, emotional intelligence, option D, social intelligence. Correct option C, emotional intelligence. According to Freudian view, Oedipus complex and Electra complex arises during option A, anal stage, option C, oral stage, option C, phallic stage, option D, latency stage. Correct option C, phallic stage. Correct option C, phallic stage. Next, guidance is a process of option A, giving advice to the child, option B, teaching ethics to child, providing information to the child, option D, assisting the child in making wise choice. Correct option D, assisting the child in making wise choice. Next, process involved in thinking, reasoning, judging, etc. is termed as option A, biological process, option C, cognitive process, option C, cognitive process, option D, psychomotor process. Correct option C, cognitive process. Next, success of inclusive education depends on option A, community support, option B, arrangement of classroom, option D, arrangement of learning materials, option D, attitude and approach of teachers. Correct option D, attitude and approach of teachers ആണ്. Next, Ashwin is a high performer in gymnastics. According to Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, which intelligence helps him to perform? Option A, existential, option B, bodily kinesthetic, option C, spiritual, option D, intrapersonal. Correct option B, bodily kinesthetic. Next, the major aim of CCE is option A, knowledge of the child, option B, school-based evaluation, option C, mapping changes in child's learning and development, option D, ensuring the emphasis in thought process and emphasis in memorization. Correct option C, mapping changes in child's learning and development. Next, 15-year-old Joshi's mental age is 18. What is his IQ? Option A, 130, option B, 120, option C, 110, option D, 100. Correct option B, 120. Correct option B, 120. Next, select terms associated with Jerome S. Brunner. Option A, pre-conventional, option A, pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional, option B, activation, maintenance, direction, option C, assimilation, accommodation, adaptation, Option D, preparation, incubation, illumination. Correct option B ആണ് activation, maintenance, direction. Next, Rani is a 7-year-old girl studying in 2nd standard. According to Erickson's theory, which is Rani's stage of development? Options: initiative versus guilt. Option B, identity versus role confusion. Option C, autonomy versus shame. Option D, industry versus inferiority. Correct option D ആണ് industry versus inferiority ആണ്. Next, in stage models of memory information moves from option A, sensory to short-term to long-term memory. Option B, sensory to long-term to working memory. Option C, short-term to long-term to explicit memory. Option D, sensory to eidetic to iconic memory. Correct option A, sensory to short-term to long-term memory. Next, Keshav is above average in his intelligence. His grade in reading, spelling, science and social science are very low. His score in mathematics is high. Keshav has most likely to have option A, dyslexia. Option B, dysgraphia. Option C, dyscalculia. Option D, dysphasia. Correct option A, dyslexia. Next, what is the most important element of teaching? Option A, teacher-students relationship. Option B, content knowledge. Option C, teaching aids and its use. Option D, teaching instrument and its demonstration. Correct option A, teacher-student relationship ആണ്. Option A, teacher-student relationship. Next, who was the chairman of NEP 2020 drafting committee? Option A, Professor Yashpal Sharma. Option B, Professor G. Rajagopal. Option C, Dr. Khader. Option D, Dr. Kasturi Rangan. Correct option D, Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan ആണ്. Next, Vinu learned to conform to group standards. Which area of Vinu's development does this statement indicate? Option A, emotional development. Option B, social development. Option C, physical development. Option D, moral development. Option B, social development ആണ്. Next, select the suitable name of this curve. Option A, convex curve. Option B, concave curve. Option C, positively accelerated curve. Option D, plateau. Correct option B, concave curve ആണ്. Option B, concave curve. Next, select the most suitable statement related to teaching profession. It is option A, very hard and boring. Option B, not challenging. Option C, to get good salary and reputation. Option D, an ideal and noble profession. Correct option D, an ideal and noble profession. Next, ability grouping is technique designed for option A, mentally challenged. Option B, intellectually gifted. Option C, socially disadvantaged. Option D, culturally deprived. Correct option B, intellectually gifted ആണ്. Option B, intellectually gifted. Next, in the area of intelligence, WAIS stands for Wernicke Aphasic Intelligence Scale, Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale. Option C, Wechsler Aptitude and Intelligence Scale. Option D, Wernicke Approximate Intelligence Scale. Correct option B, Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale ആണ്. Option B, Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale. Next, the prime focus of NCF is option A, child-centric learning and learning without burden. Option B, child-centric learning and learning through play. Option C, child-centric learning and learning with collaboration. Option D, child-centric learning and learning with goal orientation. Correct option, option A, child-centric learning and learning without burden. Option A, child-centric learning and learning without burden. Next, changing level of support for learning is called option A, compensating, option B, tutoring, option C, scaffolding, option D, instructing. Correct option, option C, scaffolding. Option C, scaffolding. Which is not correct in principles of development. Development is from top to bottom. Development is from bottom to top. Option C, development is from near to far. Option D, development is spiral, not linear. Correct option, option B, development is from bottom to top ആണ് not correct എന്നുള്ളത്. Next, select the correct expansion of RCI Act passed by Indian Parliament. Option A, Rehabilitation Commission of India. Option B, Rehabilitation Center for Individuals. Option C, Rehabilitation Council for Intellectuals. Option D, Rehabilitation Council of India. Correct option, option D, Rehabilitation Council of India.